How to become a VTuber for free. First, you're going to want to go onto Picrew, find one that you like and create a character design. Next up, you're going to go to VRoid, then you're going to install it, start messing around. There's a lot of fun that you can have with this. You can create your own character here though. It's essentially a hyper advanced version of a character creator. Tons of built-in clothing, and you can create your own custom hair as well, mess around with the poses, do some photos in here if you would like as well. Export your VRM, make sure that it's ready for saving, put it over here in VSeeFace, another free program that you can use. Once you have that installed, find your VRM, click start, mess around with it a bit. What you're going to want to do though to make it work is click the little square in the bottom right over here. Then you are going to go over to OBS, add a game capture, title it whatever you want, zoom in over here, capture a specific window set to VSeeFace. Make sure allow transparency is on and capture cursor is turned off. VTubers. What are they and how do you become one? Today we'll be going over how to do just that and doing so absolutely free. Hi, my name is Trash and I'm a full-time streamer with an advanced setup, always looking for a way to save some money or find a way to do things for free. And today I'm going to be showing you how to become a VTuber. It's really not that hard to get started or cost a small fortune like many would lead you to believe. Let's get right into it. To start off, you're going to need the standard streamer stuff, a mic, a webcam, and a streaming software. You can also use an iPhone instead of a webcam, but we won't be going over how to do that today because that is a bit more advanced than what we need to do. So we have the basics to be a streamer, but we want to be a VTuber. If you don't already have a design for your model, then we're going to use a fantastic website many of you may already know about, Picrew. There are tons of amazing creators on Picrew, so be sure to browse a bit and find one that you like. Mess around and come up with a design. And don't worry, I'll be leaving a link in the description. There is also the option to use AI-generated images to get a character design. Many people understandably have a problem with AI-generated art, but if you're using it just to get ideas, I don't think anyone should be too upset. The best ways to get a custom AI-generated character design for free is to use Night Cafe, or as odd as it sounds, TikTok. Even if you're not good at art, you can use a really rough drawing and use the TikTok AI art filter to get some really neat designs. I'll leave a link to Night Cafe in the description as well if you would like to go down that route. Now that you have a design, we'll be going over what kind of VTuber you would like to be. You have 5 options when it comes to being a VTuber: a PngTuber, a GifTuber, 2D, 3D, and the newest kind, a ToonTuber. A PngTuber is a static or reactive image of your character. Keep in mind that unless the Picrew you chose says you're allowed, you shouldn't use the art from that as your PngTuber. Using an AI-generated image also comes with its own issues, since you'll be using art created unethically to potentially make an income, and we all know that it's just a controversy waiting to happen, so use that at your own risk. So how do you be a PngTuber for free then? Well, ultimately it comes down to 2 things, that being connections and luck. If you have a friend that is willing to draw your character for free, then you're in luck, but please, and I cannot stress this enough, do not befriend somebody for free art. Just don't. That's just frowned upon, don't do that. You can also enter Twitter raffles though, and hope that you get picked. Ultimately, without having someone that wants to draw your character for you, using AI art, or finding a Picrew that allows you to use the design for streaming, you will need to be lucky or need to learn how to draw. Now, GifTubers are incredibly similar to PngTubers, except instead of using a Ping image, you use a GIF. However, it's unlikely you will find a way to become a GifTuber for free, aside from once again relying on luck or connections. But there's nothing saying that you can't always just use a random GIF until you get a custom one done for yourself. In order to make your PngTuber or GifTuber image react to when you're speaking, the best method I have found is using Reactive by FujiTech. Setting it up only takes a minute and requires you to have a Discord account and server, but you probably already have that. Simply log into your Discord account, upload your image or images if you have a closed mouth version of your art, change the setting on the left to your liking, copy your individual browser source URL, add a new browser source, paste the URL, and move your image to where you want it. You'll need to be in a Discord voice channel for your active image to activate. And once again, I'll be leaving a link to this in the description. Up next, we have 2D VTubers. These are the two-dimensional anime-like VTubers. Oftentimes, these are amongst the most expensive models to commission, but we're doing stuff for free, right? So let's check out our options. To start off, we'll be talking about a program called VTuber Kit. Now, VTuber Kit is a very easy to use and set up program, and it's super simple to install. Though it's a tad bit limited, you can make some really cute characters in it, and it doesn't cost you a cent. The link to it will be in the description down below. There is also another option called VeadoTube. Now, I personally have no experience using VeadoTube, but I will link to a great tutorial video on it if you're at all interested. Just know it's another free option for being a 2D VTuber. Now, Live 2D is the most popular 2D models to use, but they often cost an arm and a leg. They take a ton of work, so it makes sense, but if you're looking for a super cute, free way to get a Live 2D model, Kudzu made one of the most amazing customizable mini models ever. And of course, the link will be in the description. Be sure to go follow them and show them some support. Now it's time for what I personally use, and that would be a 3D model. 3D VTubers have the most versatility, not limited to just VTubing. Using Unity, we can add a lot of amazing effects, add extra toggles, an insane amount of depth to face tracking, and the model can be used in programs like VRChat or MMD-like programs for music videos, like VRM Live Viewer. With all that aside, 3D VTuber models can actually be amongst the most fun to make yourself as well. There's tons of ways to make a model using programs like Blender, if you're skilled with 3D modeling. But for those that aren't, we'll be using a program called VRoid Studio. VRoid Studio is essentially a hyper-customizable character creator, like what you'd see in a video game. The only difference is you can make your own hair strand by strand and make custom clothes. Now, this isn't a VRoid Studio tutorial, but essentially, you just go through the character creation process, save your model somewhere safe so you can update it in the future if you'd like, and then export it. I'll leave a link to VRoid Studio in the description as well. So we have our model made, and now it's time to use it. For that, we'll be using a free program called VSeeFace. Simply find your VRM file for your model, and start with your face tracking. There's effects built into VSeeFace that you can play around with, and they're great, but I may or may not have a video coming out that will take your VTuber effects to the next level. To get your model ready for stream, first you're going to click the little square on the right side of VSeeFace. Go to your streaming software and add a game capture. Enable the transparency, don't show the mouse cursor, and move your model to where you want it. That's all there is to it. It's also very important to point out that there are tons of free assets that you can add to your model from a website called Booth. You can also find free models on there as well. Just make sure that you credit the artist if you decide to use one of those. And if you're at all interested in seeing some more free assets, over on Twitter, if you feel like following me, I make some super long Twitter threads, and I just collect a whole bunch of free VTuber assets from people in the community. So yeah, go follow me on Twitter. It's finally time to talk about the newest kind of VTuber, the ToonTuber. There are very few ToonTubers as of recording this video, and without the skills to do it yourself, it is incredibly unlikely you will be able to become one for free. But if you are interested in learning more about them, I will leave a link to a video by Scott Falco, the creator of the ToonTuber, down in the description below. And that's the video. If you found it useful, I try to share a how-to video every week. Like and subscribe if you found this useful, as it lets me know I'm helping out our community, even just a little bit. If you have any questions or ideas for future videos, please share them in the comments below or stop by and ask live on stream sometime. I stream every Friday and Saturday at 7 PM Eastern Standard Time, both here on YouTube and on Twitch. My name's Trash, and I hope to see you in my next video.
That's okay, it's alright, it's just a game. Just a game, man. It's alright, man. It's alright, man. It's just a fucking game, man. It's just a fucking game, man. I don't need boost anyways.